Welcome back to another video here at Justbelieve. Today I'm going to unpack the lay the favourite strategy some more to help us all prepare for the tennis markets in 2022. So in my last video I showed you me successfully laying the favourite. Today there'll be a brief recap of that and the overall strategy behind how I traded the match. But before we get into it, go ahead and hit the like button so that YouTube knows it's a topic that people want to see. Today we have another lay the favourite video. It is Rafael Nadal against Taylor Fritz, and what we're doing today is we are laying Nadal, who is the favourite, currently at 1.21, and we're laying him at the beginning of the match. So what you can see me doing here is I have gone in with an initial stake of £50 for a £10 liability, and I decided to average in my stake. Now some of you may be doing like this guy on the screen, looking around thinking, oh my god, what does that mean? Oh no, averaging the stake. But then again, some of you may be thinking, actually, yeah, that's exactly what I do too. Either way, let me know in the comments below so that I know what my community is thinking about, the videos I make. Let's imagine now we trade typically with a liability of £30 per trade. You'll always have a minimum of two options. You can either open one position and basically use your whole liability amount, or you can open multiple positions using your total liability. So as you can see on the screen, just as an example, imagine splitting your total liability up into 3 separate trades. So you enter the market on 3 separate occasions using your total liability. That would be an example of averaging your stake. By doing it that way, you end up with a similar amount of liabilities. As you can see on the screen, total liability £31 in comparison to if I did it in one go, it just being £30. But let me know in the comment box below what you think the benefits or disadvantages to opening multiple positions and averaging your stake would be. Let me know what you think down in the comments box below. I also want to know what's more important to you, timing the market or time in the market. So once again, guys, put your comments down below. So I suppose the reason why I've asked this question is because it determines how you trade. If you feel, I think, that time spent in the market is the most important thing, then you're probably likely to just lay whatever the opening odds are, either at the beginning of the match or beginning of the set, or when you've noticed the match is on, however it may be, with the idea of the longer you give yourself to reach your exit point, the more likely you are to reach that exit point. Or you have others who, so that would be an example of time in the market. And then you have others who think that time in the market is, the way to go. So they'd only get in if the odds reached a certain, if the odds got to say 1.2. So I suppose you could say, with the averaging the stake, or averaging your stake in, it's a better way to time the market, because you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket at one defined odds, as in £30 liability at 1.2. Instead, you're giving yourself more opportunity to get the best available odds by splitting up the amount you want to put in over a range of odds. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. And so my total liability was supposed to be £30, and instead of putting all of that £30 on at 1.2, which would have given me £100 if Nadal did actually lose the match, instead of doing that, I decided to just split my stake in and around 1.2. You'll see a little bit later on, as what you can see on the screen now, I've also tried to put 25 in at 1.18. And the idea was, if that had then got matched, I would have put another 25 in around about 1 point. Also, that it's spiking, it's hitting high highs for Fritz, because Fritz is putting a dollar under pressure. And as you can see, he's just broken and gone 1-0 up, and the odds have now gone to 1.35. So essentially, what I have done on the screen is I have put myself in the queue to take out some of my liability. So we are trying to take out 625 at odds of 1.45. Now, why have I done that given the fact the odds are at 1.37? Well, I'm sure you've all heard of staircasing. Essentially, if we lay low, we want to back high. So here's an example of the graphs that you typically get on any sport, but specifically tennis. Now, I will just say that I've managed to get this graph after the match. So this isn't the graph of the actual match, but what I want to highlight to you here is if we're getting in when the market's early and it's really, really low, and essentially what we want to do is get out as the market rises, or at least take out some of our liability, because that way we will gain more value. So imagine you laid at odds of 1.2 for £10. What you would want to do then is, as the odds start to rise, you want to take out some of your liability. This is all dependent upon if this is the strategy you're doing. So you could do that. You could either take out all of your liability and create a free bet. Do check out my other videos if you want to know how to create a free bet trading sports. Or if you don't want to create a free bet, or you're trading the match, you're not just trying to scalp, something that, one of the strategies you could use is to remove your liability incrementally. So imagine now you've put your position in low, okay, 1.2, and as the odds rise, you take out a little bit of your liability. Each time you do that, you're basically getting more value for that, because you've bought it low and you're selling it high. And if you keep doing that to the point where you don't have any liability left, well, in the same way that we averaged our odds in to the trade to get the best available odds in, we're doing exactly the same thing to get out. Yeah, so that's what I've basically done in this trade. If you want more information on this, let me know and I will make more videos on this. If Fritz holds his serve, we know that his odds are going to rise, and we're going to try and take some of our liability out at 1.45 as and when they get there. That's the plan. That's why I've put that in. And as you can see, Fritz held his serve and went up to 1.46. So on the screen on the right hand side, you can see I still have my £25 stake on Nadal for 1.18. I've still got that there, but more importantly, under my matched bets, you can see I had you can see what I've got. You can see what I've got. I've taken out some of my liability. We'll talk more about that later, but let me know what you would be doing in this situation. It becomes easy to make money. Our aim here at Justbelieve is to make money consistently over time. Here on this channel, that's what we're focused on. So if you want to be a part of it, be sure to click the notification bell and subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video. Establishing your trading range. Alright guys, that's it for now. See you next time on the next video, and in the meantime, don't forget, just believe.